They say a man without a shadow is cursed. But once, in the year 1814, such a man walked freely through the streets of Berlin. His name was Peter Schlemihl, and he had made a bargain that turned him from man to myth. A pact with the devil, sealed not in blood, but in absence. Peter arrived in Berlin with nothing but a torn coat and an old hat. No family, no fortune, just a dream of becoming somebody. He found work as an errand man for rich merchants, carrying letters, wine, and occasionally secrets. But he noticed something about the rich. Their faces were hollow, their laughter empty. Still, he envied them. He wanted what they had, the kind of wealth that makes the world bow. One afternoon, during a garden party hosted by a banker, Peter noticed a stranger, tall, pale, dressed entirely in gray. He smiled too much, and his eyes reflected no light. When he moved, the air seemed to bend around him, as though even the sun refused to touch his figure. The stranger offered Peter a gift, a purse that would never empty of gold coins. In exchange, he wanted something of equal worth. Peter hesitated. The man in gray said softly, "I don't need your soul. I'll take your shadow." And before Peter could speak, the bargain was struck. At first, it was bliss. Peter bought new clothes, a carriage, a fine house. He became the envy of Berlin. Until someone noticed. One morning, a child pointed and screamed, "Mama, that man has no shadow." The street froze. People backed away. Superstition spread like fire. Within a week, no servant would work for him. No woman would look at him. And when he walked past a church, the bells refused to ring. Peter locked himself away, his only companion, the ever-heavy purse that never emptied. But the more gold he poured onto the floor, the less he felt like it was his. Every night he dreamt of his shadow, standing by the window, waiting. It had eyes now, and a voice. "You traded me for what they can't take with them when they die." The next morning he covered his windows in curtains. The sunlight no longer belonged to him. Years passed. Peter grew thinner, paler, afraid of light. Then one night the man in gray returned, unchanged, smiling as if time meant nothing. "You've enjoyed my gift," he said, "but it's time to complete our friendship. I can give your shadow back if you give me your soul." Peter refused. He had already given away too much. The man in gray laughed, and for the first time, Peter saw his own shadow, attached not to himself, but to him. Desperate, Peter fled Berlin. He wandered from village to village, always under cloud or night, living as a ghost among the living. When the moonlight hit, he walked on grass so no one could see his absence. Children whispered tales of the man who walked with nothing behind him. In his loneliness, Peter began to beg for shadow, for sunlight, for warmth that did not come from gold. At last, high in the Harz Mountains, Peter found a monastery and pleaded for absolution. The monks gave him bread and silence, but at night they said they heard another man pacing his cell, and two sets of footsteps instead of one. When dawn came, Peter was gone. On his bed lay a single gray glove, and his purse, still full of coins that no one dared to touch. Travelers say if you walk through Berlin on a cloudy day and see a man with no shadow pass you by, Don't speak to him, because where his shadow should be, the devil still waits, patient, smiling, counting every coin that falls from your hand. And if one day someone offers you endless gold for something you can't see, remember Peter Schlemihl. You can live without riches, but not without what follows you in the light.